Hello, hi, how are you? I hope you're good. Welcome to another video. I'm here to get rid of books because here's the thing. I know I did an unhaul, I want to say last year, and it felt really good. And I've been collecting quite a lot more books recently. I needed to look at my bookshelf and I really needed to just get rid of things again because it was getting too cluttery and I just don't like it when there's too many things. So I don't even know how many books I have here, but I have a lot of books that I'm getting rid of, and you know, it's time to say goodbye. But before I get started, I just want to quickly say, really quick, that this is kind of, why am I scared to say this? I made a Patreon, and if you're interested, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can go and click on over there, and if you want to support, that's really cool. If you don't want to, I won't cry, I promise I won't cry, but you know, I made one of those because I figured, you know, why not? I've been wanting to for the longest time, so I did it. Anyway, Unhaul, let's get started. Okay, the first book is one that I actually just read about a week ago or something, and that is The Girl in Red by Christina Henry. This just came out, or is about to come out, or I don't know. This was sent to me by the publisher, by Berkeley, and it is a retelling of The Little Red Riding Hood, but Christina Henry, she writes her retellings in such a dark, sort of gritty way, and this was fun and it was entertaining because it's about this plague and it's very post-apocalyptic, everyone's dead and whatnot, but it wasn't anything memorable at the same time. It was fun, it was a good time, but also it was just a candy book, you know, it was fun while it lasted, but now I'm ready to move on. Next up, we have Rant by Chuck Palahniuk. I could go on a whole rant about Chuck Palahniuk, let's be honest, because the last book that I read, Adjustment Day, I cannot believe I read that terrible book, awful book, and honestly, I think I'm just done. I was going to give this a go, but I just decided I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't want Palahniuk in my life anymore, so I'm moving on. Next up, another book that I have here that I thought I got rid of, but I guess I didn't, and it's Friday Night Lights by H.G. Bissinger. This is one that I bought years and years ago at, I think, Goodwill, thinking I'll read that. I like football. And then I thought about it after I had it for a while, and I said, what are you talking about, Erica? You don't like football. So it's going. I don't need it anymore. I'm never gonna pick it up. Another book that I'm really sad that I'm getting rid of, but honestly it's been unread on my shelf for the longest time, and I don't think I'm ever going to read it. If I'm being honest with myself, I had this dilemma for so long, and that is Middlemen by Jim Gavin. This is a collection of short stories. I don't know. Like, I'm still on the fence about this one, but I think it's gonna go because honestly, I don't have much of an interest. The next one is an arc that I also thought I got rid of, but I guess I didn't. That's Amid Stars and Darkness by Cheney Lynn Feener. I read this a long time ago. I think I read this during the booktubeathon, and it was fun. It was ridiculous. It's young adult. The romance is so cringeworthy. It's set in space. It's like a Cinder ripoff. I don't know. Moving on. I have this book that, oh my gosh, I'm really, I almost don't want to get rid of this because I love the cover so much. It's gorgeous. And that is Gates of Stone by Angus MacLellan. This is a fantasy that came out, I want to say, earlier this year. I was sent this book by the publisher. I think it's Ace. And, you know, I was so excited for this because it just sounds so interesting, the fantasy world and just all of the characters and whatnot, but it just wasn't executed well enough, and honestly it was kind of boring, to be honest. So that's unfortunate. So I would love to keep it just because of the cover, but I'm never gonna continue on reading the series, so it's gotta go. Goodbye. Time Shadows by Deborah D. Moore. This one was fun. It is a time travel romantic story that somewhat takes place on the Titanic. It's just okay. It's just one of those like cheesy, like not completely well written romance stories that you know, had all these fun elements, but again, the writing wasn't that great, so it's gonna go despite me loving the Titanic. Look at that, I love that. I have another arc, and this is Adrift by Rob Bufford. I can't pronounce things. This is a sci-fi about this ship that is kind of stranded in space, and so it's a survival story, and I had a lot of fun with it for the most part, but looking back on it, there are some things that I didn't quite like about it, and I never filmed a full review because I didn't think that I truly had that much to say about it. So it's just one of those meh books. If you enjoy sci-fi, then I would definitely check this out, but it's not something that I think I'm ever going to return to. The next book I have is one that I enjoyed, honestly. I think I enjoyed it. I remember enjoying it. It was weird. The Stranger by Albert Camus. It was good, but I don't think I'm ever going to read it again, so it's just gonna go. Next, I have To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. I don't think this was the place that I should have started with Virginia Woolf, because honestly this was so boring, and how does anyone like this? It felt like a dream. Like I couldn't grasp anything that was going on, and I just did not enjoy this at all. Virginia Woolf, no. Why you do this to me? I need to read something else. What else should I read by her? Because that was a no. I don't know why I still have this. I enjoyed it when I read it, but why do I still have this? Snow Falling on Cedars, a novel by David Gutterson. I think this was about a murder? Yeah, this was about a murder and then the trial afterwards, and it was really good, but I don't think I'm ever going to reread it, but I would recommend it. Moving on, we have a book that I was so excited for, but unfortunately I was extremely disappointed with it. Not disappointed to the point where I won't be continuing on with the series, because I think I still will read the second book, but I don't love it enough to keep it, and that is The Devouring Grey by Christine Lynn Herman. I have a full review for this book. It was supposed to be like Stranger Things meets The Raven Boys, but I haven't read The Raven Boys, but it was more so, in my opinion, in the vein of like Riverdale, with the vibe, the darkness, and like the unlikable characters. I don't know. I'm really conflicted about this book. I want to like it, but I don't really like it. Next I have Far Away by Lisa Graff. This was sent to me by the publisher too, by Penguin, I think, and this was actually really good. I might end up keeping it, but honestly this is one of those stories that was just so heartwarming, and it was just so enjoyable that I kind of want to pass it along to someone else. I need to find a young kid that I think would enjoy this. I think one of my cousins might like this, so I think I will pass it along. Why do I still have this? 10 by Gretchen McNeil. This is like a retelling of Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. And so, you know, one by one people keep dying on this island and you're trying to figure out who the murderer is. And it's very basic, and that's the plot, and it's very predictable, and you know, it's just a young adult version of And Then There Were None, and that's all there really is to it. I think I kept it because I quite like this cover. I like the island, and then the 10 in the text makes it look kind of creepy and eerie, but I don't think I'm ever going to reread this. I told myself I would, but you know, it's been how many years and I haven't picked it up again, so I think it should go. Civil War Land in Bad Decline by George Saunders. I enjoy George Saunders, but you know, as much as I tell myself I will go back to read these, I don't think I'm going to. So goodbye. Next I have The Best American Short Stories of 2017. This was really disappointing. Whoever put this together, Meg Wolitzer, why? How is this the best? Because it's not. There's no way. Another book that I did not like at all that was sent to me by the publisher. This is Medusa Uploaded by Emily Davenport. This is a sci-fi that had to do with artificial intelligence and this robot that kind of looked like Medusa with all of the thingies, you know, but it was weird, and it was written in such a dense, unaccessible way for really me to truly just get into the world of this. Another one that I also didn't like. I didn't like a lot of these. The Spirit Photographer by John Michael Varese, I'm not sure. This one sounded like I would really like it. I was really looking forward to this one, but it was so disappointing, so incredibly disappointing. If you see this book, just run away, avoid it. It's not good, folks. Another one that I will be getting rid of, I enjoyed this one, but I don't think I will read it ever again. The House with the Clock in Its Walls by John Bellairs. I still haven't seen the movie, but I really want to. Again, this was enjoyable. I won't reread it again, but I do want to read more John Bellairs, so I definitely will look out for more of his books, but this is something that I'm gonna pass along to another person. I have this book, Hotel on the Corner of Bitter and Sweet by Jamie Ford. I'm pretty sure I enjoyed this one. I think I found this book at like a furniture store, and they just had random books in the store that were free, and I grabbed this one and I read it and I enjoyed it, but I don't want it anymore. Next, I have Distant Waves, a novel of the Titanic by Suzanne Wayne. I love the Titanic, but you know what? I'm just never gonna read this again because I don't want to. So goodbye. This one is interesting. I'm surprised I still have this one. 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I was about to get rid of this book, but then, you know, the TV series came out, so I thought I would hold on to it just in case I wanted to reread it while watching the show. I watched the show, and the show was the show, and I didn't read the book, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Next, I have Dome by Michael Reeves and Steve Perry. This was this was fun. I think the concept was more fun than the execution, but this was like a post-apocalyptic, like everyone in the world's dead, but people are living in these domes, you know, at the bottom of the sea, and all of these scientists are trying to figure out how people are gonna, you know, still live on and whatnot. And so the concept was interesting, but it was very of its time, and it's just I don't know. Moving on, I have The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. This one was enjoyable. I did enjoy this a lot. It took me forever to read, but I don't think I'm ever going to read it again, so it's just going to go. Goodbye. Lullaby by Chuck Palahniuk. We had this discussion, Chuck Palahniuk and I. We are no longer associating with one another, so goodbye, Chuck, goodbye. A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. This was actually really good, but honestly, the movie is so much better. I really, really like the movie, and I will watch the movie again and again and again, but I'm kind of over the book. Next, I have, I read this one this year, and this one was actually really good. Outpost by W. Michael Geer. This was a sci-fi where humans go to like a distant planet and they're trying to colonize it, and all of like the aliens there and them, they're fighting and survival and whatnot. It was a lot of fun. This was sent to me by the publisher too, but I don't know if I'm ever going to continue on with the series. I think there's quite a few. I do want to read the rest, but I don't think I want to keep the first book. It's one of those mass market paperbacks, and it's kind of annoying. I would love to get like a bigger version of it. I do highly recommend this if you enjoy sci-fi, if you enjoy survival. So good. This was so much fun. We're almost to the bottom. This is exciting. The Wicked King by Holly Black. Yes, I read The Cruel Prince and I listened to The Cruel Prince, and then I read The Wicked King. This was a gift from work, from someone that I know, and so I had to read it, and you know, I did enjoy it a lot more than the first book. The first book was a train wreck, and this one isn't that much better, but it's definitely fun and enjoyable. I will read the final book when it comes out, but I don't want to keep them on my shelf. They're not something that I think I will ever reread ever again because they're just so ridiculous, but they are fun, so if you're interested, I guess check them out. Next, I have Pastoralia by George Saunders, another collection of his stories that I just goodbye. And the last book, we've reached the last book, and I'm gonna get rid of American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. I actually like this book, but I don't think I'm ever going to reread it. I would rather watch the movie again, like, oh my gosh, there's a spider over there. Oh, it's huge. Oh, okay, I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But I don't think I want to watch the movie more than I want to read the book ever again. And I think American Psycho is one of those books that everyone should just read at least once just to experience it, because it's such an experience. But I don't want to reread it, so it's gonna go. And those are all the books. Goodbye. I feel so much better, but not really, because now they're all over the floor and I have to clean it up. So there's that. That's it. That's the video. Yeah, okay. If you have any thoughts or opinions about any of these books that I'm getting rid of, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you guys are having a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in another video very soon, probably a book review. I just read Flowers for Algernon and it broke my heart, so I need to talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to review it. So look out for that in a couple days. Bye!